it's me, Lauren, here with Plan with Laur. I am your Type A VFF here to give you all the planning and productivity tips to help you make your tomorrow just a little bit better than today. And in today's video, I am going to talk from the heart to my paper planners about a digital tool that I use that makes my life so much easier. And together, these two things can take your planning to the next level. Listen, Notion is big, it's kind of scary, and so I have partnered with Myra from Myra Plans It, and we are calling this week Notion Week. So here on my channel on YouTube, as well as over on my Instagram, as well as Myra's Instagram, we are talking about Notion all week, how we both use the same application, but in very different ways. So make sure to go ahead and follow Myra and tune in this whole entire week for all things Notion. If you are new here, hey, hi, welcome. I use paper planners every single day to help me organize my life, but I've recently had the opportunity to explore and try out some new tools, digital tools. I know. That really give me hope about how digital and paper planning can truly complement one another. Also, side note, this has nothing to do with planners, but I learned this trick on TikTok where they say to combine like a tinted CC cream and your foundation together to create like more of a full coverage but lighter look. So we're gonna try that out. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a tool called Notion. It's kind of taking like the planner productivity space by storm right now. So Notion is a tool that I have been using for a while now, which I know it's taken me a little bit of time to get here and share it with you guys, but I wanted to make sure I had all the tips and tricks to be able to share it. You're gonna see it a lot more on my channel, so go ahead and drop any Notion questions that you have in the comments down below so I can make sure to address them and also use it to help me make more videos. Okay, so there are a lot of things that we can cover with Notion, and I promise that we will get to them all, but I feel like there are a couple like key things that we need to talk about specifically here in this first video. So I think that these three things probably describe about 95% of people who are watching this. So the first scenario that we are going to run through is I am a novice, so what the heck even is Notion? The second one that we are going to talk about is I tried to get started with Notion, but it was so overwhelming I had to just quit and stop, so what do I do? And the third one is I feel more comfortable with Notion, but I'm really excited to learn more about it and go more in depth. No matter where you find yourself, don't worry, we are going to talk about all of these things here today. Now, if you want to dig deeper into how Notion can be used for planning and for organizing your plans, I partnered with Wild University to dive in much deeper on how to use Notion, like specifically as a planner. So I'll drop the link in the description down below. We did a super fun class. We created a free template and printables to go along with the class. So go ahead, and that is a great place to start if you have no idea where to start with Notion. Okay, so scenario number one. I'm a novice. What is Notion? Literally, if I'm reading the verbatim definition, Notion is a toolbox of flexible and digital tools that empower you to work more productively, more efficiently, and more collaboratively. Now, y'all know that I love productivity. I love efficiency, and I love collaboration. So I think we can think of Notion as kind of like a workspace for your life. I think another really important thing to note is that in Notion, it is an application. So that does mean that there is a desktop version and that there also is a version on your phone. So I know for me that things are more valuable when I can take them with me on the go. So no matter what screen you're using, you can view, edit, or you can create, and then you can switch, from smaller screen to bigger screen or vice versa. I think the easiest way to explain this is if you've ever worked in like a Google Doc or you've used the Google Suite before. Notion is like Google Docs, but way more customizable and interactive. Every new page that you create with blocks. Okay, we're in a new Notion document. We're literally just in blank. Nothing has been created. And once you start typing, you're creating a text block. So then you can add a table block with a click of a button, which allows you to organize it in rows or in columns. You can add like a Spotify playlist as a block, or an image block, or a video block. And once you start adding all of those blocks together, that's how you create templates that become useful and integrated into your day-to-day systems and life. Now, because Notion is collaborative, once you create something that you want to share, it's easy to add that person as a collaborator or send them a link so they can see exactly what you've created. And that is exactly what I did when I went wedding dress shopping. I created a Notion page and I sent it out to everybody who was there just so they knew where to be and didn't have to like carry around an itinerary. They were able to literally pull it up from a text message in their phone. Thought that I hear a lot is people saying, I tried to start with Notion, but I got so overwhelmed with all the customization. Can you please help me? And obviously the answer is yes. So I get that the idea of creating a new Notion page each and every time you need something like may be super exciting, especially if you are someone who really loves to like DIY or start and create things from scratch. But as someone who preaches efficiency, I do think that there is a better way to do this. Listen, Notion has a whole library of templates that you can go ahead and borrow from. So on the screen that I have right now, it is the Getting Started with Notion. So once you create your Notion, you'll get this page. I think it's really great. Start here, listen, like go into the videos. I definitely know that I'm someone who like, I get instructions, I'm like, I can do this by myself, whatever, I don't need it. No, listen to the instructions, they're good. And after you get started, I think the next thing that you should go ahead and do is use a template. Templates I think are great because other people have already done the hard work to create the templates. Like if you see here, they have journal, reading list, goals, travel planner, blog post, simple notebook, habit tracker, all of these different things. Then you can go ahead and just like borrow what someone has already done and then customize it for your life. So that's step number one, is to borrow a template. Let's see, let's grab the weekly agenda template that we're gonna use here. And then I think step number two is then to go ahead and mess around with those different templates. Add blocks to the templates, change around the formatting. I think that you'll find that Notion is actually incredibly intuitive to use, but with so much customization, it means that you have to kind of peek under the hood to see where everything can do. So as you can see here on Monday, I'm going through and I'm adding things that I need to do. What we can do here on next to Tuesday is we can go ahead and we can add in a page. So maybe these are my grocery list for the week. And then as you can see here, then my grocery list is right under Tuesday. So like I said, play around with it, find things that work, customize it for your life. And so I think step three is really thinking about what Notion can do for you. I've said it a million times, I'm using Notion to help me plan my wedding. And I think that when you're using Notion for a very specific purpose or an application, then you are a lot more curious about like how to use it and all the intricacies that go in with it. There's also a massive community already of Notion users on the internet. Whether it's on YouTube, Reddit, or Twitter, people are passionate about Notion and passionate about helping others figure out how to use it for their lives. There's also literally people who create and sell and share Notion templates as their job. I can't say whether they're worth it or not. To be honest, I haven't bought or used any of them. But to me, what they really remind me of are like printable bundles. And I have sold printable bundles before that people use in the planner community. So here's a little bit how I used it when I went wedding dress shopping. I also then do have another Notion page. It's very, very basic, just on like a running list of to-dos, things that I need for the individual aspects of our wedding. And like I said, I did do a specific Notion for planner session for Wild University. This is a sneak peek of the template that I created for that class. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and link the information about the Wild University class in the description down below. Okay, so now that you're more familiar with how Notion works, let me give you a quick tour of my Notion workspace and how I use it in my day-to-day life. Okay, so I know I've already shared a little bit about this, especially like as I've given you guys a little bit of ideas. During this video, I would think the biggest two things that I'm personally using Notion for is my wedding planning and is also content planning and content creation. Those two things really make the most sense for me when I'm using this application. And like I said, I am still using paper planning. So I'm doing my daily planning and I'm doing my goal planning and I'm doing my memory keeping, all still in paper, though you legitimately can still do all of those things in a Notion template if you wanted to. It's just for me, I'm really focused on how I can combine both of those different things. So like I said, I have a little bit of get started, so I'll dive you into a little bit of my wedding. So we are having a small and intimate wedding in New York, but then we are also having a Hilton Head weekend, which is just more of a family celebration. Like when I'm in the Hilton Head weekend, it is just going through all of the different things that we still have to work on. It's coming up in a couple of weeks. I also did create a template for everyone who's arriving, whether they're flying in, are they driving in, how they're getting to places. So I'm not going to show all of that, but it's there. We have lists for what we need to confirm. We have lists for who's doing what. We did actually make the welcome sign this weekend, so I can go ahead and cross that off the list. I do keep all of my content in Notion, so it starts out as just what I'm posting, where I'm posting it, what that looks like, and I do have a calendar that I've created. For example, on this page right now is the YouTube video that I am actively filming now. We have also gone through and filmed the video itself, so I will go ahead and update that. I will talk through my content pillar, so it is part of my planning content pillar, and it's going to be going live on April 6th. I will go through, and if there's any like information that I need to link here, so for example, I need to link the Wild You class. I'll probably link some of the makeup that I used at the beginning. I will write any notes or anything that I need here in the bottom of the page. You know, I'm also working on the Erin Condren launch right now, so I have a whole dedicated page to what that looks like and how I am going through and I'm filming and creating all of that content. So like I said, there's just a lot that you can do in the app, and it's been so awesome for me to be able to combine digital and paper planning together. All right, y'all, believe it or not, that is what I have for you guys here today. Hopefully you guys learned something new, and I wanna know, what are your thoughts about Notion in the comments down below? Is it something that you are excited to try and go and use, or is it just not your thing? You're not gonna hurt my feelings either way, I promise. As I've mentioned before, Notion is a tool that I've been using for a while, so I'm excited to start and bring it over here to the channel and hopefully inspire some of you guys to use it as well. Don't forget that this is Notion week, and Myra Planson and I are going to be talking all about Notion, spilling all the tea, and answering any questions that you guys may have. All right, y'all, my name is Lauren here with Plan with Laur. I am your Type A BFF, and I am so excited that it's Notion week. All right, we'll talk soon. Bye, y'all.